Hello, and welcome to Great Sleep. Get ready to listen and relax. Today I'll tell you a relaxing story about an artist who found inspiration on the rainy streets of beautiful Venice. The rain fell incessantly, casting a gloomy spell over the city of Venice. Gray skies loomed overhead, like a heavy shroud of melancholy draped across the cobblestone streets. The sound of raindrops tapping against the ancient buildings created a symphony of sadness, echoing through the narrow alleyways. In the heart of this watery labyrinth, Marco Rossi stood at his easel, staring blankly at a half-finished canvas. He was a talented artist, renowned for his ability to capture the essence of life on his canvases. But lately, a dark cloud had settled over his creative spirit, leaving him bereft of inspiration. At 35 years old, Marco had already experienced success and recognition in the art world. His paintings had graced prestigious galleries and adorned the walls of discerning collectors. But now, his once vibrant palette seemed muted, and his brushstrokes lacked their former vitality. Marco longed to reconnect with his passion, to feel the surge of inspiration coursing through his veins once more. He yearned to create something that would stir emotions and leave a lasting impact on those who beheld his art. But try as he might, he couldn't break free from the chains of his creative block. On a particularly dreary morning, Marco made a decision. He would take a solitary walk through the rainy streets of Venice, hoping that the city's timeless beauty would rekindle the fire within him. He donned a weathered leather jacket and stepped out into the misty air. As he strolled along the wet cobblestones, Marco's mind began to wander. He observed the graceful arches of the bridges spanning the canals, their reflections shimmering in the rain-soaked waters below. The scent of wet earth mingled with the faint aroma of coffee wafting from nearby cafes, creating a sensory symphony that filled Marco's senses. The play of light and shadow on the canal waters fascinated Marco. He watched as the gray clouds shifted, casting ever-changing patterns on the ancient facades of the buildings. The raindrops created ripples on the surface, distorting the reflections of the elegant palazzos and gondolas that lined the waterways. Lost in his thoughts, Marco reflected on his own artistic journey. He remembered the passion that had fueled his early works, the way he would lose himself in his art for hours on end. But now, that fire seemed extinguished, replaced by a hollow emptiness that left him yearning for something more. As Marco continued his solitary walk, he came across a small cafe tucked away in a quiet corner of Venice. Seeking respite from the rain, he stepped inside and ordered a cup of steaming hot espresso. It was there that he encountered an elderly Venetian resident, sitting at a corner table, lost in thought. Marco felt an inexplicable connection to this stranger, as if their souls were kindred spirits. He approached the table cautiously and asked if he could join the old man. With a warm smile, the local gestured for him to sit. They exchanged pleasantries, and Marco couldn't help but notice the twinkle of wisdom in the old man's eyes. "Are you an artist?" the local asked, his voice weathered yet full of curiosity. Marco nodded hesitantly. "I used to be," he admitted, a hint of sadness creeping into his voice. "But lately, I've been struggling to find inspiration." The old man leaned forward, his gaze piercing through Marco's soul. "Ah, inspiration," he mused. "It is a fickle mistress, my friend. She comes and goes as she pleases, but she always leaves a trace of her presence behind." Marco's interest was piqued. "How do you find her?" he asked, his voice filled with hope. The local chuckled softly. "You don't find her, my dear artist. She finds you. Open your eyes, your heart, and your mind. Look for her in the most unexpected places, and she will reveal herself to you." Buoyed by his encounter with the wise local, Marco continued his walk through the rain-soaked streets of Venice. His mind buzzed with newfound determination, and he couldn't help but notice the world around him with fresh eyes. As he passed by storefronts and cafes, Marco caught glimpses of his own reflection in rain-soaked windows. The distorted images stared back at him, as if whispering secrets only he could decipher. He marveled at the way the raindrops clung to the glass, magnifying the beauty of the world outside. Inspiration began to stir within Marco, like a slumbering beast awakening from its deep slumber. Ideas flooded his mind, each one more vivid and captivating than the last. He imagined capturing these ethereal reflections on canvas, freezing fleeting moments of beauty for eternity. The rain continued to fall, but Marco no longer saw it as a hindrance. Instead, he embraced it as a source of inspiration, a muse that would guide his artistic journey. He reveled in the way the raindrops danced on the surface of puddles, creating miniature worlds of their own. Each droplet held a story, waiting to be told through his art. Back in his artist's studio, Marco surveyed his previous works with a mixture of pride and frustration. The room was filled with canvases, some completed and others abandoned halfway through. The remnants of his creative block were scattered across the space, like discarded puzzle pieces waiting to be assembled. Marco's frustration grew with each passing day. He longed to break free from the chains that held him captive, to create something that would ignite the hearts of those who beheld it. But his attempts had been in vain, leaving him disheartened and questioning his own artistic abilities. Determined to make a fresh start, Marco cleared his workspace and set up a new canvas. He meticulously arranged his brushes, tubes of paint, and palette knife, ready to embark on a new artistic journey. The blank canvas stared back at him, its emptiness both daunting and exhilarating. With a deep breath, Marco dipped his brush into a vibrant blue hue and made the first stroke. The paint flowed effortlessly across the canvas, as if guided by an unseen hand. Marco felt a flicker of excitement, a spark of hope that perhaps this time he would find what he had been searching for. In search of further inspiration, Marco visited art galleries and museums scattered throughout Venice. He wandered through the hallowed halls, his eyes drinking in the masterpieces that adorned the walls. Each stroke of genius ignited a fire within him, pushing him to delve deeper into his own artistic identity. He marveled at the intricate details of Renaissance paintings, the way the artists captured light and shadow with such precision. He studied the bold brushstrokes of Impressionist works, marveling at their ability to convey emotion with a mere flick of the wrist. And he stood in awe before modern installations, their avant-garde nature challenging his preconceived notions of art. With each artwork he encountered, Marco found himself grappling with his own artistic identity. He questioned his techniques, his subject matter, and his purpose as an artist. But amidst the uncertainty, a glimmer of clarity began to emerge, like a distant lighthouse guiding him through the storm. One fateful day, as Marco sipped his espresso in a bustling cafe, he found himself in the company of fellow artists. They were a diverse group, each with their own unique style and perspective. Marco had seen them around town, but they had never crossed paths until now. Curiosity piqued, Marco struck up a conversation with the artists. They spoke of their struggles and triumphs, sharing stories that resonated with Marco on a deep level. The camaraderie that blossomed between them was unexpected yet welcomed, like finding kindred spirits in a sea of strangers. As they exchanged ideas and philosophies, Marco felt a renewed sense of purpose. He realized that art was not meant to be a solitary pursuit, but a shared experience. These artists became his sounding board, his confidants, and his champions. In their presence, he felt a flicker of the creative energy he had lost. In the days that followed, Marco and his newfound artist friends gathered regularly to share their insights and experiences. They met in cafes, art galleries, and even in each other's studios. The conversations flowed freely, each artist contributing their unique perspectives on art and creativity. They discussed different artistic techniques, debating the merits of realism versus abstraction. They delved into the philosophy behind their work, exploring the themes that drove their artistic endeavors. And they shared stories of breakthroughs and failures, finding solace in the knowledge that they were not alone in their struggles. Marco absorbed every word like a sponge, his mind expanding with each conversation. He found inspiration in the way his friends approached their craft, their unwavering dedication and willingness to take risks. Their passion was contagious, reigniting the fire within him and propelling him forward on his artistic journey. As the bond between Marco and his artist friends grew stronger, they decided to embark on a joint project. They envisioned an exhibition that would showcase their collective talents, a celebration of art in all its forms. It would be a testament to the power of collaboration and the strength that could be found in unity. They gathered in Marco's studio, their canvases arranged side by side. Each artist brought their unique style and perspective to the project, resulting in a harmonious blend of creativity. They painted together, sharing ideas and techniques, pushing each other to reach new heights. The energy in the studio was electric, a whirlwind of colors and emotions. The artists fed off each other's passion, their individual visions intertwining to create something truly extraordinary. It was a testament to the power of collaboration, proving that together, they were capable of achieving greatness. One day, as Marco stood before his canvas, his heart pounding with anticipation, inspiration struck like lightning. It was as if a veil had been lifted, revealing a world of possibilities he had never before considered. Colors danced before his eyes, shapes and forms materialized from the depths of his imagination. With a newfound sense of purpose, Marco's brushstrokes became bolder, more confident. He poured his soul onto the canvas, each stroke a reflection of the fire burning within him. Time seemed to stand still as he worked, lost in a world of his own creation. And then it happened. The final stroke, the culmination of weeks of exploration and introspection. Marco stepped back to admire his masterpiece, his heart swelling with pride. He had found what he had been searching for all along, his voice as an artist. In his newfound inspiration, Marco embraced the rainy atmosphere of Venice wholeheartedly. He saw beauty in the rain-soaked streets, in the reflections that danced on the surface of puddles. He painted vibrant umbrellas and the play of light on wet cobblestones, capturing the essence of the city he loved. His paintings came alive with energy and vitality, each stroke a testament to his renewed passion. The rain became his muse, infusing his art with a sense of movement and life. Marco's work became a celebration of the melancholic beauty that had once eluded him. Word of Marco's transformative journey spread throughout Venice. Art enthusiasts flocked to his exhibitions, drawn to the raw emotion and captivating imagery of his paintings. Critics hailed him as a visionary, praising his ability to capture the soul of the city on canvas. As the story comes full circle, Marco finds himself standing once again on the rainy streets of Venice. The gray skies no longer weigh heavy on his spirit, but serve as a reminder of the journey he has taken. He returns to his studio, ready to translate his newfound inspiration onto canvas once more. With each stroke of his brush, Marco breathes life into his art. He creates worlds of color and emotion, capturing fleeting moments of beauty that exist only in his imagination. The fire within him burns brighter than ever before, driving him to push boundaries and explore new artistic frontiers. As he stands before his completed works, Marco feels a sense of fulfillment he had never thought possible. His artistic journey has been one of self-discovery, of overcoming obstacles and finding his true voice. And as he looks toward the future, he does so with hope and anticipation, knowing that there are infinite possibilities awaiting him on this artistic path he has chosen.